Claude Fable 5 is back! Let's go! Welcome to the Curiosity Gap podcast. I'm your host, CJ. Yes, Claude Fable 5 is back to the public. Let's go. I didn't actually have an opportunity to mess around with it the first time it was out, uh, but now it's back out and I need to mess around with it a little bit. And you do too. And so, before we kind of get into the meat of the episode here, a couple announcements. One, we have new mics, so hopefully, my voice isn't cutting out at all. You can actually, hear me crash out and laugh a little bit. I think that'd be fun. I still intend on getting a new camera, but for now, we have better lighting and everything. We have some natural light in here. I have another lamp over here, kind of filling in my face over here as well. So hopefully the light helps with the video quality. I've just been using my laptop camera for this. Probably not the best, but it's the only thing that I have right now. Um, the next thing is this first season. I don't know how many episodes the season is going to be, but this first season for the podcast is going to be mainly focusing around AI, because that is the the big thing kind of circling in my life right now. It's the biggest thing that I'm curious about. I've been messing around a lot with AI. AI is a career that I'm looking going into. Um, I'm always catching myself saying no because of the first episode. No, it's crazy. But yeah, so the first season is going to be focusing on AI because AI is always changing, and that's going to be the main focus of this episode. How do we keep up with AI, and what is going on with AI right now? So since AI is changing, there's like always going to be content to be able to talk about with it, and so today's focus is just going to be on what's new right now with AI? How do we keep up with AI? And just kind of some things addressing some of the fears with AI. And how do we continue to not fear in this world where everybody's using it now? How do we kind of, learn to use it for good, rather than fearing it? And so first thing we want to jump into is what's going on with AI right now. Biggest thing right now is Claude Fable 5 is back out to the public. It's only available for 7 days, and there's a couple restrictions with it. Like you can only use it to up to 50% of your usage credits, and then it'll start charging you a lot. I don't pay for the extra credits and the extra API calls and everything, but I heard that it is expensive. Uh, so that would be something to keep in mind. What I've been seeing a lot of people do, what I've been doing as well, is using a model like Opus or Sonnet to basically outline something or plan something or give you a good prompt to put into Fable 5. That way you're not using up all of those Fable 5 credits and you can still get the highest quality output that you can, from one prompt of Fable 5. You want to be using the least amount of prompts as possible to be able to keep developing with it. Yeah. So just a couple things that I've been messing around with it. Uh, you know, People are using it to build games, build startups, anything like that. I was experimenting with it a little bit last night, and basically I had this very brief business proposal kind of thing. So it was like, hey, this is the product. This is, why I'm doing it. This is the basic functionalities that I want with it. Here's what different users should be able to do. Make me a demo app. And first I used Opus to basically plan all of this out and create a prompt to put into Fable 5. And right off the bat, I mean, it was pretty good. It was really good. The one thing with things like this is the one thing with things like this is if you're not giving a ton of detail or a ton of context at the beginning, then it will just kind of make things up to best suit things. And that was actually part of the prompt. I reviewed the Opus prompt before I plugged it into Fable 5, and it said, hey, if you're unsure about things, just go to the simplest option. Or if you're unsure about some things, just put in placeholder information, things like that. And that is part of like this whole idea of AI hallucination that we're kind of dealing with right now. We see how AI is basically making up information that, you ask it a question and it will do, research on the web, and the whole thing with AI is that it's generative AI. And generative AI basically means that it's generating a new response based on what it learns from the internet, basically. And sometimes those generated answers can be made up. And so when you're prompting AI, you need to make sure that it is not hallucinating. And that can come from different restrictions that you put in the prompts. Be like, hey, I want you to summarize this article, but only take information from this article. I don't want you making up any random information. Or, hey, I want to do some basic research on this topic. Uh, Provide sources for me in this. And make sure you go through and check those sources yourself as well. I think AI is great. It does a good job, but it's not perfect. And that's kind of what we're coming into later in the episode with the fear of AI. AI is not perfect. But we'll get to that in a minute. Right now, talking about Fable 5. And when it first came out, I was watching a lot of people, you know, I made Fable 5 recreate Minecraft or something like that. It does a really good job, even with just a single prompt. And people are using Fable 5 to build games or build startups, which is just insane to think about that you can just put in one prompt and then have a clone of a game ready, or at least the first alpha version of your business startup ready, which is crazy to think about. But that's all it is. Is it's alpha test versions. It's not perfect. I guess I can kind of go into this now a little bit because we're on that topic. But things like, all of the details that I had in that prompt, I could have, used Opus to perfect it, make it exactly what I wanted it to be, put in all of the restrictions that I needed to. But I didn't. I just kind of wanted to experiment with Fable 5 and just see what it could do, just with one prompt like that. And obviously, it's not perfect. It's not exactly what I wanted it to be. Um, the whole idea is that, there's people who sign up for the app and can message each other and stuff like that. But the very first alpha test was like, hey, when you log in, it's a local copy on my machine, so like it doesn't have anything. There's no like logins or anything. It's just when I start running the app on my computer. But when you start running the app on your computer, you just choose from a list of people that are like pre-generated in there. There's not really like adding new users or joining certain groups or anything like that. So obviously, with the first alpha version, it's not going to be perfect. And especially like, just being on a local copy, we need to refine it and actually make sure that it is usable for the public and, security and everything like that. But I think that the basic concept of you get in a group and you message people, like that whole functionality worked just fine. But it's a lot of just the minor details and bug fixes and stuff that we need to fix. But I was very impressed with what it was able to generate with just one prompt like that. And I know a lot of people are using Fable 5 for things like this, for startups or Um, Another thing is the agentic OSs. This is a topic that I'm not super familiar on, but my understanding of it right now is that it's people who are building these operating systems that are completely custom to what they want to track and do. I saw one recently where somebody who owns a business, like a digital business on YouTube and everything, and promoting it on social media, he was able to display all of his stats for the YouTube channel on the left side. Then there was like the visual element of the brain and, all these nodes that have information, how they all connect to each other. Second brains are just insane. That's something that I want to experiment with as well. Second brains will probably be a different topic for another time, another episode. But he has all of these nodes and how they connect into this second brain given context and everything. And, active projects on the bottom or the most important stats at the bottom. And then, over on the right, it's talking about, here are my most used, capture my most used skills for Claude, things like that. And an OS like that can be completely custom built to whatever you want to track. It doesn't have to track YouTube stats. I might make one that will track YouTube stats because, I'm on YouTube right now. Um, Dang it, I keep catching myself saying, oh, I need to like cut myself some slack and not interrupt the episode every time I say, anyways, I want to build one that kind of goes over. I've been experimenting with AI agents and everything as well. I kind of touched on that in the last episode. But yeah, I want to be able to send quick messages to my agents from there. I mean, I don't know exactly how all of that would work because I haven't experimented with the agent OS things at all yet. But that's something to keep up with. But that's kind of what's been going on with AI, especially Fable 5. But how do we keep up with all this information? I have nine little tips here. First three are read, read, read. Second three are build, build, build. And then the last three are watch, watch, watch. So let's take a look at read, read, read. I've been keeping up with AI a lot in newsletters. I subscribe to AI newsletters, keeping up with that. Whenever people are posting articles about, you know, Fable 5 just came out, I've been reading those articles and everything. This is something that I would encourage you to do. If you truly want to understand AI, if you truly want to dive deeper into it, understand how to use it, reading is going to be huge for them. Understanding what's going on in the AI world, understanding how people are using it, and whether that's inspiration or you're actually applying something that you read. Reading is super important to keep up with what's going on with AI because it's changing every day. Claude Fable 5 was just released back to the public yesterday, and I woke up today and I'm like, I need to record this episode right now because it's only available for 7 days. I need to get this going, post this episode today, and that's what we're here doing. Planned a quick episode here, recorded it, posted it on the same day because AI is changing and this is information that needs to be out there. The next thing is build, build, build. Building is the way that I've found I've been able to apply AI the best. I heard somebody come into one of my classes and she talked about AI and she said, in order to understand AI better, just play with it. Mess around with it, play with it for at least half an hour a day. I've been going a little bit overboard and I've been playing for multiple hours a day, but I'm learning a lot. And I'm learning how to keep up with AI. I'm learning how to use AI better. If you had asked me even just a year ago, how do I use AI? It would probably be like, I don't use AI much, and I open up ChatGPT when I have a question on a math problem, and I have it walk me through it. Not give me the answer, but walk me through it. But like now, I'm building AI and I'm experimenting with it. I'm building skills, I'm building agents, I'm testing where can I use AI in my daily life, things like that. And when you're building, especially if you're new to AI and especially if you don't understand coding as well, AI has the ability to build code for you now, which is pretty sick. But the thing with that is, like I said before, AI isn't perfect. And when it's coding things, it won't be exactly what you're looking for. So that's why I think it is very important to also be able to understand the code. And that is also something that AI can help you do. If you ask AI to build out this app or something, and then it just gives you all this code, and you're just like, what the heck? I don't know what this is. Have AI like go through and, explain what does this function do? What is this doing? How are these blocks of code communicating with each other? At least get a broader understanding of what did AI just build. That way, if, if problems come up at all, or things aren't exactly the way that you wanted it to, you can focus in on that part. And, if you have some more experience with coding, code it yourself, or isolating all of that code into this one small part for AI to fix. I've noticed that AI is much better at fixing things when you isolate the problem and you say, hey, just fix this small part. You don't need to change the whole file or anything. You don't need to change any of these other files. This is where the problem is. Find the problem, help me fix it. That kind of thing. And that's been very helpful. The thing with AI is the more context and the more specific your prompts are, the better it'll tune to those results, right? And the final topic or the final one that we have is watch, watch, watch. I've been following a bunch of, AI YouTubers and everything. I always mention YouTube because that's the platform that I'm on, but I'm not on Instagram nearly as much. But still, following these YouTubers, following these creators, these uh, AI accounts, they help you keep up with, hey, what's going on with AI. A lot of them will post tutorials like, hey, how does this AI tool actually work? How can I use it most effectively? And that is how I've honestly started jumping into building, is using these resources, these free resources that people have posted online to help me get to a point where I'm comfortable and able to build things on my own. That's all part of the AI learning process, is learn from people who know more, keep up with what's current, and also, building your own things to apply what you've learned. And then after, you know, testing and experimenting with what other people have built, then use that on your own idea. Use that on your own idea to build whatever you wanted. And finally, our last topic is the fear surrounding AI. Now, there's a lot of people who worry about, the AI takeover and everything like that. And honestly, that can be a real fear. AI is moving at a very quick pace. AI is exponentially getting smarter and smarter, getting better and better. But the reality is, whether you like it or not, it's here. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be affecting people. It's going to affect everybody. And so I'm encouraging you to take advantage of this opportunity. Instead of fearing AI and staying away from it, learn how to use it to better yourself. Learn how to use it to better your ideas or to challenge you. As we've talked about in the last episode, using AI for critical thinking, use AI to challenge your thoughts and to make you better at your human qualities. And also, AI has been very good at being able to automate tasks. And get work done quickly and do those repetitive tasks. And if you're a small business or getting started with AI and you're having to go through spreadsheets or something, typing in everything manually, there's a lot of time that you can be spending with humans and building up humanity or keeping up with AI, for example, that those tasks can be automated. And so you can build up human relationship, human connections, instead of sitting behind a computer hours a day, typing away the same thing in a spreadsheet over and over again. And so with the fear of AI, instead of being afraid of it and avoiding it, I would encourage you to learn about it. I think one of the things that people don't understand is that AI is here to stay, and we need to take advantage of it. We need to understand it. And, if this whole thing crashes and burns, we've at least developed skills and we know what to avoid in the future. And if we're using it correctly to develop these human qualities in us, that'll put us so much further ahead and help us practice the humanity behind using technology. And so that's all I got for today's episode. I hope that this has been helpful. I just realized there has not been a curiosity challenge. This would go great in the middle section here. I totally forgot to do that because I had it written down here. This would work great in the middle. So curiosity challenge. Um, Here's the curiosity challenge. I would encourage you to subscribe to an AI newsletter and follow some AI content creator. And use those resources to help keep you updated on AI and how to most effectively use it. And I hope that you take what you learn from those, and apply it to your own projects. Learn how to apply AI. And that's all I got for today's episode. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.